Hey guys, it's Caden. Welcome to another Autism Digest interview, where today we have someone who I've spoken with before. He is a runner on the spectrum. He's ran in several races, and he's a father to an individual on the spectrum. He is Ryan Steiner. Thanks for coming on, Ryan.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk to you again.
It's good to talk to you as well. For those that may not know the name Ryan Steiner, do you mind starting us off by telling us your story in your own words?
Sure. My name is Ryan Steiner. I am autistic, and I am a dad. I run races. I started running because I wanted to be here for my kid and be healthy, and I became my main interest, and I love that a whole lot. And it showed me a world of inclusion, and I wanted to show my daughter that too. So I started pushing her in a wheelchair in races, and then I joined a group, and we run together called Ainsley's Angels. And then when I got in a wheelchair, I already had friends that raced in wheelchairs, so I just started racing in my wheelchair too. And so now I race in a wheelchair, but I'm running races, and my daughter races too.
That's definitely a very inspirational story. My next question for you is, how do you think autism helps you when you're on the racetrack?
Well, because I love racing so much, I can almost pretend that I'm not racing and just think about stuff in my head and just let my body do what it's doing, and then like think about all the things that I love about running while I'm running. And so I kind of stay in that happy mode, and I do really long races where other people get really low moments and they're sad, but I'm doing the things I love the most. And that makes me feel joy in a way I think neurotypical people don't get to experience.
I absolutely agree. It's kind of like a special interest in a way. I experience the same feelings with music. That's why it's always amazing to hear people's stories, especially the musicians. So doing this and listening and playing music is something I feel the same way about. So I definitely like that answer. My next question for you is, there's a lot of neurodiverse athletes in the sports world. In fact, that's been a huge topic of discussion as of late. If you had to choose one neurodivergent athlete that you like, who would it be and why?
Well, I guess I would have to say Camille Herron because um, I felt drawn to her as a runner and in her like running style and the way that she approached things like that. And I she recently found out that she's autistic, and I kind of felt like I knew even, and so it was very cool to feel connected to her in another way. And so she's pretty awesome runner, and I just really like it.
I absolutely agree. I've seen her story and watched a couple of her races. She's definitely extremely talented. My next question for you is, you're a dad. What's your advice to parents who are on the autism spectrum that may not know how to raise a kid or may not understand the concept?
Um, I guess that if it's gonna happen, let it like we need more time, and sometimes people think that we're not able to do something because we need more time to do it. And so I can be really, really good at things that you think I may not be able to learn if you just give me the time I need to learn it. And also find something that your kid loves and let them love it no matter what it is, because then you have a way to recover from what the world that's not meant for us does to us.
I definitely like that answer. That's honestly one of my favorite answers I've gotten since I've asked that kind of question. Everything, whether it be running, parenting, or, getting a job as a college student, honestly takes time and patience. So I definitely admire that answer. My next question for you is, in the sense of anyone, neurodivergent or not, that wants to make it in the sports world, what's your advice to them?
Fail. I think that the best thing you can do is not be afraid to not do your best. And so you got to keep doing it even when it sucks and even when you don't get what you thought you did, because the more comfortable you get with the failure, then the better you can be when you are on top. And it's easier to stay consistent if you're not discouraged by failure, because not everyone's going to be perfect, but everyone can join in.
I absolutely agree. I definitely like that answer. I went through a really hard time in my life where I feared failure. Maybe it was an ego problem, not necessarily just autism, but I'm 21 years old now, and I learned that it's okay to fail in a way. You just have to ask for help so you don't make the same mistakes as often again. My last question for you is, what does the future hold for you, do you think? Do you have any projects in the works that you want to promote?
Well, so I'm actually talking to you from a hospital room in the bathroom because my daughter is sick. And so I kind of have been dreaming, since we haven't been able to race with me pushing her since I ended up in a wheelchair. I always have to find someone to push her. So my hope is that I can find a way to design a wheelchair that I can push that has a place for her in it so we can race together again. Because we always wanted to do something long together. So I'd like to do a marathon pushing a wheelchair with me and my daughter.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea. I've never heard of that concept before. Like, it would be two separate chairs, or would it be two chairs together, or how would that work?
I think I don't know. I'm hoping to find someone that will help me design it and stuff. I've reached out to a couple of wheelchair racing companies that make wheelchair racing chairs, because I think that a combination of a chair like I race in and a combination of what my daughter sits in when she races, if we welded those together in a little fun way, that she would be in a seat in front of me. So it would be one chair that I push that we both have a seat in.
That's a really good idea. And
I think it would be so fun.
Anyways, that's going to do it for this interview, guys. Thank you so much to Ryan for coming on and sharing his story. If you guys want to see more amazing Autism Digest interviews, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Autism Digest channel. And our August issue is officially out now, featuring Patricia Graham from Undercover Boss as our cover person. So be sure to check that out by going to autismdigest.com and stay tuned for the audio file of this interview to be posted on our Spotify. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.